Like, I never felt complete. Like, I always felt like I had something missing. And even though I now have a hole in my head, it's like you're whole again. I was born on Wiradjuri country in New South Wales. My great-grandmother was stolen generation, so we're still trying to discover what country she was taken from. I am the founder of Deadly Weavers. We started it back early 2019 to start the journey of revitalising the cultural weaving practice of traditional weaving in the Whitsundays. Where a lot of other people see rubbish or weeds, I see an opportunity to create. So you become the crazy scientist. I'm just a very ordinary person on a really extraordinary journey. 4 years ago, after having a brain bleed, which is life-changing, I managed to find my Aboriginal heritage after looking for it for 50 years. Descendants of the stolen generation don't often get the opportunity to connect with their culture or their country. Most of us now tend to live away from the countries that we were born on, and weaving is a really powerful way of actually transporting you home, no matter where you're living. Weaving is all about connecting with the natural environment. Everything gets looked at to see if it can be used for fibre, for weaving or for dyeing. So that's green waste that's been soaked and stripped, and then that's actually been cooked in iron water. Weaving is healing, and so actually the fibre becomes a portal. It becomes your message stick, your pathway to take you home. And so it's just been this journey. So everything I learn, I then go to share with mob who are looking for answers as well. I take eco-dyeing and doing some more weaving as well, to make them feel that they are part of this amazing culture.
Okay, sis, do it again.
One in every group.
Right, so now...
I grew up most of my life not knowing about my heritage. I think I found out definitively when I was about 17 or 18, which answered a lot of questions and made a lot of questions, and I've been researching my heritage since then. And one of the things that I have found that has really helped is the weaving, because it's just reconnected me to mob, reconnected me to I just feel at home when I'm out weaving. This is absolutely brilliant, connecting with other women who have got an interest in weaving, an interest in culture, going back to what our ancestors used to do. It's just brilliant being with Felicity and Leanne these last couple of days and learning what they're doing and reintroducing the cultural aspect of weaving.
Learning about the weaving is really interesting, but it's giving me an opportunity, because my children are Indigenous and I'm Tongan, gives me something that I can go back and do something with my children to connect with them on a cultural level. We know so little about Indigenous culture. This shows that there's more to Indigenous culture than genocide and stolen generation. It's positivity, and we're all trying to move to a greener earth. This is definitely a good step.
So we use lamandra, vine, dianella, and then we also do a lot of work with green waste. So fibre that is destined for landfill, we will take it home and play with it and soak it and manipulate it to actually see if it actually can be used for weaving. Then for dyeing, any of your normal foods that are recognised for dyeing, like your beetroot, a lot of the native bush food berries have a lot of dye potential. Your ironbarks, your blackbarks, we get some really amazing colours with resin and ochre. And even the way you tie it can create really cool patterns. When I'm with the trees and the plants and the water, that's my place. It's a beautiful meditation, especially for people who can't sit still. You're keeping your hands busy, and while your hands are busy, the monkey mind settles, and you just find that inner calm. It just allows you to be. I think what had actually happened was my grandfather stepped away from his family because he wanted to keep his kids safe. He wanted to make sure that they didn't become the next stolen generation. I could see the features and all of my aunts and uncles, but they would always deny it. It was challenging because when you're really young and you're being told by the people who are older than you are meant to have all the knowledge in the world telling you that no, that's not right, you learn not to trust your intuition. I had been hitting a lot of brick walls over about a decade of family tree research, and I was sitting at home very bored after a lot of surgery, and a friend suggested that I try and ring some of these numbers that I'd been trying to put the puzzle pieces together for. And I got through to the Australian Shearers Hall of Fame, and finally someone answered, and my great uncle, so my grandfather's brother, was the first Aboriginal shearer inducted into the Shearers Hall of Fame. But I could then find some documentation and get some names of family members. Like, I never felt complete. Like, I always felt like I had something missing. And even though I now have a hole in my head, I was completely full. I was completely whole. It was exciting. It was like I suddenly knew who I was. And all those feelings of self-doubt and feeling like I was really alone, I was a stranger on this land and no one really got me. It's like, I know who I am. It all makes sense now. I get angry at times because I would love to know so much more. And I tell people that when we start our weaving workshop, that everybody brings such knowledge and wisdom to the table from their background. I am in cultural kindergarten, so I'm really open to learning because I want to understand more. We have the solutions, not just to heal our own lot, but just to heal all the broken souls that are in community.